Hey, Ultra family, Justin Too here, your host today of the Ultra Cycling Show. Thanks for joining us for another sprint round race report with Robert Müller this time, who won third place overall at the Race Around Niederösterreich, otherwise known as the Race Around Lower Austria. It's a really beautiful course that traverses 600 kilometers. That's almost 373 miles all around the state of Lower Austria. And it also climbs about 6,000 meters or almost 20,000 feet. So it's a pretty challenging course. So I'm looking forward to discussing how it all went with the third place finisher, Robert Müller. Thanks for joining me on the show today, Robert. Well done.
Yeah. Hi, Justin. Thanks for having me.
Really amazing what you were able to accomplish and standing on the podium with, of course, one of the greats in ultra cycling, Christoph Strasser. So you definitely know what you're doing. And I'm looking forward to getting into our sprint round of questions. Before then, though, I'd like to show everyone some of the nice photographs that you've sent through from the race. Here's one. Is this from the starting line?
Yes, that's from the start, and my clothing is prepared for rain and cold weather.
Yeah, I've heard. We have also interviewed Elena Roch, who was the first place women's finisher, and I know she said
Yeah.
it was very cold also. Here's
Yeah.
another photo. Where is this? Is it going through one of the towns?
And this was right before the finish line, or
Ah,
before the stage of the race,
wow,
and
very
that
cool.
was Saturday afternoon.
After a very grueling ride, must have been nice to see the finish line in sight. All right, here's a cool photo. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, that was a chat between Christoph, Philip, and me, the first three solo men finishers. And that was very nice after the race to have a chat and discuss what everyone the feelings of everyone during the race.
That
that,
must have
that
been
was
really
very
cool.
nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, here's an interesting photo. What is this one of?
This is my crew, my three team members,
Hmm.
two physiotherapists, Sophia and Viola, and my teammate Christoph, and
Very
they
cool.
guided me through the race.
Nice. All right, have to have a good crew to do as well as you did. All right, here's a great photo. This is obviously on the podium, right?
Yeah, and that's the same image like last year.
Oh, really?
Same first three places. Only the times are a little bit faster.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing those photos with us. Yeah, interesting. So the times were actually faster. And just to give everyone an idea of what that was, Christoph, who placed first place, finished in the time of 16 hours, 55 minutes. Philip Keider was second place, and he finished in the time of 18 hours, 15 minutes. And of course, Robert, you came in third place, 18 hours, 36 minutes. So you were quite close to Philip. I'm sure he felt you on his tail, and that probably made it a little bit more exciting, well, for you both as you were chasing. But thanks again. Nice to have you on the show. So let's get started with the sprint round race report. It's a fun series of interesting questions where you'll be challenged to answer each one within a set time limit ranging from 15 seconds to 60 seconds. But don't worry, Robert, you won't be disqualified for going over time. So let's get rolling with your very first question. Of course, who are you in a nutshell? Your name, age, location, and your occupation.
Yeah, I'm Robert Müller from Germany. I live in Bavaria, north of Bavaria, and I studied mechanical engineering, and I'm working full time now.
Oh, awesome. So another high performing individual. That's very cool. I'm sure you kept very busy. Okay, describe the event with just one word for us.
I would say professional.
Hmm. So true. Yes, one of the nicest races around the world, especially the live stream, which I was a part of and I tuned into, and I was following all of you guys on the live tracking map. So yeah, hopefully I can make it out there one day. All right. So why did you choose to do this event? And I guess again, since you did it last year also.
Yeah, I know it from last year. I know the course and the organization and everything, which is always on a very high level. And it was the first race of the year in the calendar. And I know there would be very strong riders, though the competition was on a very high level.
Yeah, very true. Awesome. Yes, very strong riders that you were there on the podium with, especially. Okay, how did you feel on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great?
In the first half of the race, it was like 6, and second half was more like 8.
Interesting. What was it about the first half? The conditions, the weather, or you were just still warming up?
Yeah, the conditions, then the time trial bike, I was not really used to, and was better on the road bike afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Awesome. What was your goal versus your result?
I didn't have a specific goal for the race because I didn't know about my shape
Hmm.
and my condition. So I just wanted to enjoy it, and the result was surprisingly the third place.
Wow. Yeah, that's a nice surprise. Very cool. All right. How much time did you spend off the saddle?
On Strava, it says 6 minutes, but I think it's more like 10 minutes because I had to stop for red traffic lights a lot of times and for peeing and I did a lot of short breaks.
Wow. Yeah, that's not much time at all, though. Well done. All right. Describe the course for us.
Yeah, like you said, it's 600 kilometers and 6,000 meters of climbing. And the first 100K, it's hilly. Then it's 200K quite flat for the time trial bike. Then you have 200K of climbing in the mountains. And the last 100K, it's hilly again.
Wow. Yeah. It's a nice way to finish. What time did you start your event?
7:30 p.m. in the evening.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty late. How did you fare? Were you sleepy starting out?
And not really, but I don't like to start that late
Hmm.
when you have the whole day already behind you.
Yeah. That's a
It's not
whole nother
perfect.
challenge.
Uh,
Okay. What was your average and max power throughout this event?
I have no idea because I don't use a power meter on my bikes.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Uh,
And for those who don't know, you are an active road racer. So that's even more interesting. But well done. Even without that, you're able to gauge your performance well. How about your average and max speed?
average speed was 32.5 kilometers per hour, and maximum was 80 kilometers per hour in the downhill.
Wow. Yeah, that's fast. Sheesh, got to hold on for dear life at that speed. Okay, any idea about your average and max cadence?
No, same here. I don't have a sensor for my cadence, so I don't know.
Well, do you like using a big gear and grinding, or do you like spinning?
I'm more spinning
Okay.
because otherwise maybe I get cramps in my muscles.
Yeah, good point. How about your max and average heart rate? Do you wear a heart rate monitor?
No, no heart rate monitor.
All
I
right.
don't know about that.
Yeah, very interesting. But that's cool. You're able to gauge yourself, I'm sure, through the years of just riding a lot and training. You know your body quite well.
Yeah.
Okay. How many calories did you burn? How many did you eat, do you think?
On Strava, it says 19,000 calories.
Holy
But
cow.
same here, I don't really know because I don't have a nutrition plan and I just eat by feeling during the race. I eat
Mm.
as much as I think I need to eat.
Yeah, that's very fascinating, especially somebody new to the sport of ultra cycling, at least. Okay, how many toilet breaks did you end up taking?
Maybe about 15 short toilet breaks for peeing because it was so cold that I didn't
Mm.
sweat. So
Mm.
all the water had to come out of this way, but no big toilet break.
All right, interesting. Okay, how many sleep breaks did you take? Any?
No, because it was only 18 and a half hours, so I didn't need to take a sleep break.
That's good, but I'm sure you had a nice break afterwards. How long
Yeah,
did you sleep after the race?
not that long, maybe about 8 hours in the night, but
Hmm.
right after the race until the evening, I didn't sleep.
Wow. Yeah, so you were off for a very long time. Okay.
Yeah,
How did your, I guess in this case, speed profile look out throughout the event, or how did you just feel throughout the event from segment to
yeah.
segment?
I started quite slow, definitely slower than last year,
Hmm.
uh, because I wasn't sure about my shape and what I'm able to do. But then in the second half of the race, I think my speed was good
Hmm.
and definitely higher than last year. So I was faster in the second half.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you had a nice strong finish then. All right. Which bicycle or bicycles did you use for this event?
I use a time trial bike for the flat sections, mostly first half of the race, and then I switched to my road bike, a light bike for the mountains and all the climbing. And
Ah,
it's the bikes are from my sponsor, Hero Carbon. It's a German factory,
oh, cool.
a
Oh,
small
nice.
one.
Yeah, interesting. First time I've heard of it, but that's awesome. It's obviously done you well. Okay, what gearing did you use on those bicycles?
On the time trial bike, I used normal gearing, like 53 in the front and 11 chains, 11 tooth in the back. And on the road bike, I had a compact crank. In the front, it's I think 50, and the small one 36,
Okay,
something
cool.
like that.
Nice setup. What size tire and tire pressure were you using?
On the time trial bike, it was 23 millimeters and
Hmm.
8 bars, and on the road bike, 25 millimeters and 7 bars.
Ah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, standard setup. How many sets of clothing did you end up using?
Only one set. So I started with a lot of clothing because the night was right there and it was very cold. And then for the last maybe 3 hours, I took off some of the clothing, like the gloves and the shoe covers and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay, cool. What was your overall race strategy going into this event?
Yeah, I didn't want to start too fast like I did last year. So to start quite slow, and then I didn't want to compare myself to other riders. Just
Hmm.
ride for myself, based on my feeling, and do my own race and my own pace.
That's great. Very wise strategy. Especially as a road racer, one would think that maybe you'd be very competitive, but you've obviously been able to adjust your mindset to be successful in ultra cycling. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
All right, what did you use for nutrition? Tell me about your snacks, your food, your hydration.
yeah. Mostly I ate gels, energy gels, and energy bars, and some bananas, and I think you call it milk roll. It's like bread or muffin.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's a special kind of bread in Germany.
Oh, delicious. Sounds pretty good. All right, what's your favorite flavor of gel?
I don't really have one. I eat all kind of gels from all kind of brands and everything,
Interesting.
just mixed up.
Cool. Do you have any that have caffeine in them?
Yes, and I
Okay.
took additional caffeine for the night.
Ah, okay. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Who was your support crew? I think you had already talked about them earlier.
Yeah, two physiotherapists, Viola and Sophia. I know them for quite a long time. And then my teammate from my club team, Christoph.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like an all-star team. Very cool. Okay, tell us about the most difficult segment of the race for you this year.
That was the same like last year. The last 40 kilometers of the race.
Hmm.
It's going up and down all the time, and you have a lot of short but quite steep small hills.
Hmm.
And when you're already that tired and the finish is very near, you still have to go up all these little
Yeah.
climbs, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right. What's the most boring segment? What was that for you?
And that was a very long straight after Wiener Neustadt. So after you cross the biggest city of the race,
Mhm.
then you're on a big road and it goes straight for maybe 14 kilometers,
Hmm.
and it doesn't end. It feels like forever.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know what it's like to ride on those kind of stretches. Okay, how about the most enjoyable segment?
That was along the Schwarzer River. So it's a nice small valley, and you ride alongside the river, going down a little bit, so you can go fast and always have a look on the water of the river. That's very
Wow.
nice.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. What kept you motivated through this event?
Yeah, the most important thing is the for me is the pleasure just of riding my bike,
Hmm.
especially in a race again, because it was the first race since I did the race last year in September.
Hmm.
So I was very motivated to do just a race and enjoy it. And then of course my crew in the night when sometimes it was a bit boring, I could count on my crew members.
Oh, that's excellent. So definitely a good support team there. Were there any unexpected situations during this race for you?
Yeah, there was one quite dangerous in a steep downhill. There were
Hmm.
some deer crossing the street right in front of me, like 10
Oh,
meters in
wow.
front of me, or three deer. And I was afraid that another one would be coming when I'm at this point.
Wow.
But luckily there was just the two or three of them.
Yeah. Glad to hear that you made it alive. It's always dangerous with all of those animals and the deer. Glad you're able
Yeah.
to avoid. Okay, what lessons did you learn? Anything that you would change for the next time around?
Yeah. First, the good thing was my nutrition concept, which I didn't really have had
Hmm.
because I just eat everything I wanted to eat and based on my feeling.
Yeah.
But that worked out very well,
Hmm.
much better than last year. So that was fine. But in the first half of the race, I recognized that I have to work on my time trial position because my time trial bike was just ready a few days before the race,
Hmm.
and I wasn't used to the position, so I have to work on that and do more training on the bike. And then I didn't have a radio, so I can communicate with the car, with the
Hmm.
pace car. So for next time, I would definitely take a radio with me.
Yeah, very interesting. Sounds good though. We'll look forward to hearing back about that once you dial it in. How long did it take you to recover from the race? It was just last weekend. Are there any injuries?
No, on the day after the finish on Sunday, I did a 90K ride again,
Wow,
so I was quite good. And now I would say I'm at 80% again, and I don't have any injuries or any struggles.
that's great. Definitely a good level of fitness then. What tips do you have for others who are interested in participating in the same race themselves?
I would say just do it. It's a very good race for everyone. The organization is on a very high level, and the two organizers, they are very friendly and they care for everyone.
Hmm.
And it's not that long, so it's just one night, which is good for beginners to come into ultra cycling.
Yeah, yeah, 600 Ks for a beginner. Sheesh. Well, you've done it, so I guess it very much is possible. All right, what's your next event? What's coming up on your calendar?
Yeah, I don't really know because I wanted to do Race Across Germany, which is postponed to September now. So in the next 2 months, I think there's no race for me.
Hmm.
But then beginning of July, maybe ultra cycling Dolomitica in Italy.
Hmm. Oh, interesting. All right, we'll look forward to hearing about that one. Anything else that you'd like to share?
Uh, I just want, if I can give a short advice, if you want to be a better bike rider, then just ride your bike more often.
Yeah, that's some good timeless advice. Thank you for sharing that with us. Well, Robert, it's been really a privilege to have you on the show and to meet you for the first time myself. I did see the excellent result that you had last year also, and I was very eager to chat with you. So it's nice to get a bit in your mind. Thanks for answering all those questions and also sharing your photos with us. Wish you all the best for your upcoming races and having you back on the show to do a race report on them. And hopefully can meet you in person one day or have you here in the United States for one of the big ultra events here. And perhaps the Race Across America will be on your radar someday.
Yeah, thank you, Justin, for having me, and it was a pleasure for me. Yeah, and I would like to come to America one day, but Race Across America, maybe now it's too big for me. So I have to gain more experience in the next years, and maybe someday I'm ready for it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll be rooting for you. Keep up the great job and hope things open up nicely so you're able to fill your year with more fun ultra cycling events to satisfy your love of cycling. And we'll chat with you again soon, Robert.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone watching at home, thanks for tuning in. Hope you can make it out to the Race Around Niederösterreich next year, and maybe you can give Robert a bit more competition. Until next episode, keep spinning ultra.